April 22nd. I'm your host, Jamie Sherrod, and you're watching LiveNow Detroit at 4.
Live from the Fox 2 newsroom, this is Fox 2 Detroit.
A horrific crash over the weekend claiming the lives of two young siblings. They were at the Swan Boat Club in Monroe County when a car slammed into the building where they were celebrating a child's birthday. And the driver, who's accused of being drunk behind the wheel, could face charges. Fox 2's Robin Murdoch has the latest.
Yeah, my daughter's 5 years old. Yeah, so it just hits way too close to home, and it's just a very emotional event that happened.
Steven Cybella heard the sirens and saw the helicopters hovering overhead moments after an alleged drunk driver plowed through a children's birthday party here at the Swan Creek Boat Club near Newport in Monroe County. The horrifying chain of events captured on this home security video Saturday afternoon.
Unfortunately, in tragedy, two of the victims were pronounced deceased at the scene. This includes an 8-year-old female and a 5-year-old male, who are siblings of each other.
The Monroe County Sheriff appears to almost break down at this press conference in which he shared some of the disturbing details. According to this GoFundMe page, Lana and her little brother were killed. Their mother and older sibling remain in critical condition at last check.
Front tire, well, his back tire was probably about here, and then we paced it off. We think that it got pushed back about 12 feet. It's kind of hard to believe, but that's a smaller car. I can't believe she pushed it back that far, so she had to be going pretty fast.
A pickup truck and tree near Ed Wendersky's home were also struck, the tracks leading right to the boat club, where we are told more than a dozen children and adults were injured. The 66-year-old woman behind the wheel was arrested, and the bar she was believed to be at before the crash now under investigation.
This is just complete innocence. They're just sitting there cutting the birthday cake and singing happy birthday, and the next thing you know is their lives are taken from them instantly.
Lana and Zane both attended Flat Rock schools where counselors and social workers will be around for students to talk to today. In a statement, the district says our entire school community is reeling from this devastating news, and our hearts ache for the families and loved ones of those affected by this unimaginable tragedy. End quote. That GoFundMe page will pay for the funeral expenses for both the 8-year-old as well as the 5-year-old. Anything that is left over will help towards the medical bills for their mother as well as their older brother, who again were critically injured in this crash over the weekend. Just a devastating time for that family. As for the suspected drunk driver, they are expected to be arraigned at some point tomorrow. Of course, stay with us right here at Fox 2 News for the very latest details. Reporting from Monroe County, I'm Robin Murdoch for Fox 2 News.
The 66-year-old driver has not yet been identified and won't be until she's arraigned. That was expected to happen today, but it's been moved to tomorrow. Police do believe she was drunk when she drove her car into the boat club. As Robin mentioned, 2 children were killed. 3 other children and 6 adults are still in the hospital, with 2 victims listed in critical condition, a 31-year-old woman and an 11-year-old boy. Fox 2's Camila Miri has been following this story all weekend, and she'll have more at Fox 2 News at 5. A crash on I-75 this morning, leaving a driver critically injured. It happened in the southbound lanes of 75 near the exit to Schaefer Highway. An SUV and Wayne County road truck were involved in a crash. Moments later, a black Jeep traveling in the left lane hit a second county road truck, then flipped over. The Jeep's driver was hospitalized. The driver of the work truck was not hurt. Police say speed was a factor in both crashes. Traffic on 75 was backed up for miles while crews cleaned up the mess. Developing news from Roseville, a large police investigation overnight at the Microtel Inn & Suites on 13 Mile, just west of I-94. So far, very little information is being released, but we do know this originally came in as a call about a woman being held against her will at knife point. Our photojournalist spotting both Roseville officers as well as Michigan State troopers with K-9 units. We will keep following this story and bring you more details as we learn them. Police investigating a robbery at a gas station in Detroit. Officers responding late Saturday night at the Amico at Telegraph and 6 Mile. The clerk told police a man threatened him with a gun, then took several items and walked out. That suspect was detained at the scene. The countdown to the NFL draft is on. We are now just 3 days away, and there's a lot planned. We have everything from a series of free concerts to draft parties. There's a lot going on in Detroit. We're all excited right here at Fox 2, but especially our Liz Lewin, who is downtown soaking it all in.
Real time, I'm going to give you a little lowdown on what you can expect. So the official NFL draft experience kicks off on Thursday. Okay, it starts on Thursday at noon and it goes until 10 p.m. again on Friday, resuming again at noon and ending at 10 p.m. on Saturday, bright and early 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That is when all of this is going to be alive. We're going to see thousands and thousands of people descending here in downtown Detroit, and it is really going to be unlike anything. This moment is huge for the city economically, culturally, socially. It is going to be very, very cool. If there's one thing Nikki said, and she reiterated, you need to download the NFL One Pass, okay? It is super, super important. That is where you're going to get all the information. That's where you're going to get the schedules. That's where you're going to find where the food is. That's where you're going to find where your favorite, perhaps Lions legend is going to be, okay? You're taking a look as well. I don't know if we're going to go back in real time, but you're seeing this area will be fully transformed. There's going to be the Vince Lombardi trophy over there. You can see some Super Bowl rings over here. There's even an autograph stage, but you can only access that if you download the pass. That QR code will not only cover you, but 5 minors as well will also be covered by that one QR code. So again, you guys, charge your phones up because you're not going to really be able to access anything without it. As far as the stage is concerned, that is only a pre-selected group of people that will have tickets. So that pass will get you a part of this experience that is taking over downtown, but it will not get you into the actual theater that you must have an actual ticket for and must have been invited for that. But I can tell you, you will see your favorite local businesses down here. You will see people in all types of jerseys. All 32 teams will be represented here. They are going to have everything that you can imagine, rain or shine. It is football weather, and we here in Detroit certainly know all about that. I can tell you that it is a clear bag policy, so very similar. The rules that apply to Ford Field are applying to this. Yes, you can bring strollers. Yes, if you have medical exceptions, those do stand, but don't plan on coming here with a backpack and thinking you're getting in. It is a clear bag policy. All of those rules, parking, and everything you need to know, again, I cannot stress it enough, will be a part of that one pass. But the actual experience, El Idley, kicks off on Thursday. So no sooner, no later than 10 p.m. So make sure that you log on, fox2detroit.com. We'll have all the breakdowns a little later on Fox 2. I'll give you a lowdown on what you can expect and a little bit more about what Nikki said. But if I can surmise anything, you guys, she said, listen, Liz, we started construction on March 29th, but we have been planning this for several years. Listen, I live downtown, and I can tell you, you know what? Yes, it's been a little disruptive, but this moment has been worth it. The backdrop is beautiful, and I think the city is definitely going to shine in a way we've never seen before.
So with just 3 days until the big event, crews are working around the clock, putting on the finishing touches. One of those sites includes the Draft Theater on the Monroe Street Midway. It's the stage where all of the picks will be announced. An estimated 1,700 invited guests will pack into the theater, with hundreds of thousands more filling the rest of downtown Detroit.
Really excited. For a great crowd, a great 3 days, really leaning into the local feel of Detroit through music, food, entertainment, all the things that local Detroiters have, come to know and are very proud of, and really want to welcome not only the local residents, but the guests visiting from out of town, out of country, and the millions watching back home.
And with so many eyes on the city, it's the perfect time for us to show the world what makes Detroit so special, and give Stephen A. Smith a run for his money after he had this to say about Detroit.
Detroit, phenomenal fan base. Yeah. Great city. Been through a lot. The downtown area, big time. The stadium, big time. But you go to other outskirts of the Detroit area, it looks like a damn desert town. I mean, I'm sitting here wondering how the hell people making money. I'm just looking. It looks like a desert town. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, what the hell is going on in this city? And then you see the Detroit Lions coming up and sort of reviving, just giving. They were on. They were on a respirator, for crying out loud, just as a city.
The disrespect. Now, he did later come out and say that he loves Detroit, and what he meant to say was that neighborhoods outside of the inner city needs to be developed. But back to the draft here. Once again, it is a 3-day event. Round 1 on Thursday at 8. Friday at 7 is rounds 2 and 3. Then rounds 4 through 7 will be held on Saturday beginning at noon. For fans at Hart Plaza, how about the full NFL experience, right? You can play games, NFL Combine type stuff like the 40-yard dash, a vertical jump, throw a Hail Mary. There's also plenty of attractions, including an autograph stage, a replica draft stage you can take a picture on, a replica NFL locker room, and so much more. That area opens up at noon Thursday and Friday and 9 a.m. on Saturday. So if you are headed downtown and want to be in the mix, you do have to download the NFL One Pass app. Registration is required, but it is free. Organizers recommend you do that before you head downtown, not during. And don't forget, our NFL Draft Special begins this Thursday at 7:30 with the draft preview. We'll also have a wrap-up at 11:30 where we'll find out if the Lions make a move or if the team's involved in any trades. Now, if you went downtown this weekend, you probably noticed parking is absolutely insane. That is because the city is strongly urging people not to drive their cars. The street parking, which is typically very easy to find around downtown, will not be allowed in the Central Business District. Now, that is the area that encompasses all of downtown Detroit, including Campus Martius and the area around Comerica Park. Now, if you do plan to park downtown each day, you are advised to get down there before 10 a.m. to avoid issues with traffic or congestion. In fact, drivers are being asked not to even try to park anywhere close to downtown Detroit. Instead, the city wants you to hop on the queue line. If you want to completely avoid driving your car into the city, you can also take an Uber or Lyft. And alternatively, Smart is offering a park and ride for all 3 days of the draft from all parts of the Metro Detroit area. Be sure to stay with Fox 2 for continuing coverage on NFL Draft Week on air and online. We've got everything you need to know from parking to Thursday's top picks. For updates anytime, just head to fox2detroit.com.